welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much to my subscribers. Welcome newcomers. I hope you like what you see, and if so, be part of this journey with us, growing one big family. And I appreciate all the support I can get. I want to mention that if the video is too fast for you on my tutorials, up top there's 3 little buttons on the right hand corner for most of you. For some of you, it's on your settings as you go to the video. For the 3 little buttons up top, click there. It tells you to slow down the video to the speed you'd like. Also turn the CC caption, which is right next to the 3 little buttons, so you can read all the stitch calling that I'm doing. Down here, everything will be written. You could also choose the language you like by just clicking on the 3 little buttons and go to the language you would like, and you would have it on your own language, everything written down here. So I also want to mention thank you so much for the people that came through for the thread and have donated some money, either through the super thanks or through my PayPal account. Now, when you do the super thanks, YouTube itself takes 30% of whatever you're donating through there. Obviously, PayPal, they don't take anything, but choice is yours. You can do whatever you'd like, as long as you have it in your heart to help out the women in need of thread. And I thank you in advance, and they do too. Please don't forget to give a thumbs up on the video. It's extremely important. Also, sharing is caring. And invite your friends to the channel. I also have the crochet group, private group, if you'd like to be in the private group. All you have to do is request, and one of my monitors will review, as long as you have a profile picture, and accept you into the group. I also have a crochet page. You can follow me through there. On Facebook, of course. This is all Facebook. Also Instagram, if you need any help with creating some patterns and you're stuck and you have Instagram, you can message me through Instagram. It's much easier and faster to get a hold of me. I also have TikTok. Everything is on the description box. All the video links, if I have part 1, 2, 3, also is in the description box below the video. There's a little arrow like a V right on the right hand side below the video. You click on there, it opens up that page, and all the links are there. So thank you once again. We are going to get started. Please be careful if you're involved into the crochet groups. There's a lot of scammers, and they launch links with bits and cuts. These are scammers. They will rob you, your identity, and all your information on your phone or your computers. Don't open those sites up. It's extremely important that you are careful, because there's a lot going on into the crochet groups nowadays. Okay, let's get started, everyone. Everyone, going to row 14. So I've closed in with a slip stitch. I went into the next one. We're skipping the first and the last one again. So I'm going to do my single, my 2 chain, and we'll have 12 double crochets. So I've done my 12 double crochets, doing my 1 chain, coming in, doing a double crochet, 1 chain. Inside of the square here, we're going to start doing the increase, because this is the foundation of the heart. Okay, so we're doing 2. That means we're going to have a total of 8 double crochet, 2, 1 per space here on the double crochets. So we're doing the 4 here, and then 2 more on the next space. So now we have the 8 double crochets, 1 chain, coming in the square, 1 double crochet, 1 chain, and then skipping the first one, going into the second, and do our 12 double crochets again. Okay, and for the next few rows, it's going to be like this, an increase inside of these squares here, 2 double crochets, 2 double crochets. So we're increasing by 4. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Guys, going into row 22. So I've closed in. I'm going to come in the center here of the block, do my single, 2 chain, double equal double crochet, and 1 for space. I'm doing my first block. I'm not going to count these blocks, because this whole row is only blocks. Okay, you just got to know what you're doing there. Okay, so we have the blocks, one chain. I'm skipping the first one, the second one, I'm coming into the third one. One chain, skip 1, 2, and into the last one here. One chain, I'm coming in the center. One chain, I'm going to come into the center where we have the 3. One chain, next space. Okay. One chain, skip 1, 2 again, come into the third one. One chain, skip 1, 2, come into the last one. So it's just a repeat now of what we did here. One chain. If you find that it's too tight, then you can do 2 chains. So we don't want to pull on the pattern. And I find it's getting too tight, so I'd rather take it down now before I regret it. So I'm going to do a 2 chain instead. 1, 2, because I wouldn't want to take it all down afterwards if it's like crumpling up. Chain 2, so skip 2 into the third. Chain 2, skip 2 into the last. Chain 2 into the center here. Chain 2 into the middle of the 3 double crochets. Chain 2 into the center, and repeat again the same thing on the heart here. So skip 1, 2 into the third. Chain 2, skip 2 into the last. And then it's much better. Okay. Chain 2, because it was starting to pull, and there's no way I was going to take it down if I was like all the way around. Chain 2. So now just one for space. We're just doing little blocks. Just little blocks. So I'm not doing counts on blocks because I have no idea. I'm just doing blocks, creating them one per space inside of these spaces. And then we're going to repeat the same thing where the heart is, obviously. Chain 2, skip 1, 2 into the next one. Chain 2, skip these 2 and into this one. Chain 2 into the center. Chain 2 into the middle of the 3 double crochets, and this is how it is. So we're going to repeat this. I think I give chain 1 here. I'm going to have to go back and stretch it out, but anyway, this is how it's going to be, just little blocks all the way around. Okay, everyone, so we finished row 22, going into row 23. Row 23 will also be about creating little squares. So I'm coming right in the center of that little square with a single 2 chain and 2 more for space. Next space, double crochet, 2 chain, and again double crochet. So that's all there is to it, is just building these little squares all the way around. Next row is going to change up. We're almost at the end. So continue yours and I'll continue mine, just doing squares all the way around. Okay, you guys, I pretty much finished doing all my little squares. Now, I'm going to come into the center again and do my single and 2 chain and 2 more chain for space. So I have my first square, chain 2, my second, chain 2, my third square, chain 2, my fourth, chain 2, and my fifth. So I have 5 squares, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to do chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm going to skip a square and I'm coming into the next one. Actually, I'm going to do chain 7 instead. Skip a square and into the next one. I have chain 7. And again, build those 5 squares. This row will be all about 5 squares and chain 7. Skip 1 square and then into the next one. One, two, three, 4. And my fifth one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Skip a square into the next one. And this is how it's going to be like all the way around. So nothing to it, it's just building 5 squares, chain 7. 5 squares, chain 7, 5 squares, chain 7. Okay? I'll meet you at the end. Okay, you guys, so we're finishing row 24. Now, this is my last 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I skip a space, I was supposed to go right in there. So that means I have 1 extra, which is no biggie. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll just come directly where I had started this one. So that means on this one, I had to skip 2 in order to have the right amounts. Now, I'm going to do the walk. Trying to figure this one out. Okay, let's try that again. So I'm going to do the walk all the way just to make sure that I'm okay with it. All the way where we have the 7 chains. So I'm just slip stitching in between the stitches here, the chains I should say, just so I can make sure that I'm on the right track. Okay, I've come into where the chain is. I'm coming in with a single and I'm going to do 2 chains, so that equals a double crochet. Now I'm inside of the 7 chain. I'm going to do 12 double crochets. I've done my 12 double crochets and I'm going to come directly into the first space here with no chain space, 2 chain, coming into the next. So we're decreasing on the squares now. 2 chain, 2 chain. So we started with 5 little bosses. We should have 4 now. 1, 2, 3, 4, and going directly again into the 7 chain, creating the 12 double crochets. That's all it is for this row. All you have to remember is to just come directly with no chain space, and here the same thing, and of course the same thing, and we'll have 4 squares on each place. Okay, you guys, so we finished row 25, going into row 26. Now the next 3 rows will be exactly the same thing. It's just a decrease on here, but same amount of double crochet. So I'm coming in, single, 2 chain, and then the 12 double crochets. The only difference is, so we're doing 3 more rows. The only difference is row 26, is that what I said it was? 4, 5, 6, okay, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 25. Okay, row 26. Exactly the same thing. We're just going to come over directly into here without no chain stitch, exactly like we did here. So now this time we're going to have 3 little blocks, and then the next row 2 blocks, and in the last row we have 1 block only. So that means only after the row that right after the 1 block only, of course we're just going to attach it together because there's no more blockage to decrease, right? So this is row 26. And they're all with 12 double crochets for until the end now. So now we're just going to come directly inside of that block, 2 chain. And now we're going to have 3 little blocks instead of 4. We're decreasing. Okay, so we have the 3 little blocks, and again we go directly into the double crochet and create the 12 double crochets. Okay, this is how it's going to be. So row 26, that's where we're at. Row 27 will be exactly the same thing. We're just going to skip. And row 28 is exactly the same thing, except we'll have 1 chain space in between these double crochets. We're still going to hop over with no chain here because we'll have only 1 left, right? And then no chain here either. That's on row 28. So row 26, 27, exactly the same thing. Next row we'll have only 2, and row 28 we'll have only 1. But we're jumping directly and directly, and you're going to get like 1 right after the other because there's only 2 left, right? So there's no point of recording all the way to row 28 because it will be exactly the same thing. You can always forward it and see how it looks. And so I'll meet you at the end of row 28. Row 28 will have 1 chain space in between the 12 double crochets only, and not on here where we're going directly into the place, okay? Okay, everyone, so I'm going to do the last row. We've done the same thing, we just decreased, so we're left with 2 squares only because we jumped, right, with no chain here between it. So we have 2 squares left. We're in the last row. I'm going to use this canary yellow. I hope my lighting is good enough because this camera on my mobile is something special, right? Until we can eventually buy a good computer and get these tutorials better quality. Let me see, maybe if I can turn on the lighting of my camera a little bit more. I think that's helping out a little bit more. Okay, so basically we're going to continue to do those 12 double crochets. The only difference is, like I mentioned, we're going to be we're going to be doing 1 chain between them. So I did a single 2 chain, that equals that double crochet, and then that 1 chain. Coming into the next one, double crochet. So nothing changes here. Basically, we're just, it's not the last row actually. Well, it can be for you if you want, but I'm going to do picots 1 more row after this. So what I meant to say was the last row from the pattern, from the motives. So 1 chain space. And the 12 double crochets. I hope this is clear enough. sometimes, you know, kind of hard on camera. Okay, so we have our 12 double crochets. We know that we're not doing this last one. So we're going to come in and then into the next one and again into the 12 double. Actually, no, what am I doing? We have one. I don't know why I was doing that. So 2 chain. And then into the next one. I don't know where my brain was. So we have 1 square left, right? Finished here at 2. And then just proceed again with the 12 double crochets and 1 chain in between them. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, you guys, so I'm on my last row and I started doing to see how I liked it. And I do like it. Let me just brighten this up a little bit more. So here's my picot. So basically you would start where you closed off on the first square here between the first and the second double crochet. This is where I'm at now. So I'll just count from there. So you'd come in as a single, okay, close it off and come in as a single. And we have 11 little squares here in between. We're not counting this or this, okay? It's those 12 double crochets. That means we have 11 spaces, okay? That means we're going to work picots of 3 chain, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. On the 6th one, I'm doing 7 chain, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of 3 chain picots, okay? And then here we're just going to jump over to that 1 square. So very simple. So you'd start on your first one here with 3 and picot. Next space, single, 3 chain and picot. Next space, single, 3 chain and picot. Single, 3 chain, picot. Next space. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. This is our 5th picot, and on the 6th one we're doing 7 chain. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, and I'm going to close it in as slip stitch because I want it to be closed in perfectly. Coming into the next space, 1, 2, 3. All of the other ones are closed with singles. Only that 7 chain I close it with slip stitch. 1, 2, 3. Now, like I said, this is optional. If you wanted just to do all single crochets, then you can. So you'll have 5 picots of 3 chain on one side, middle one of 7, and then 5 on the other side. 1, 2, 3. Whoops, not in here. We're not doing in here. This is where we have to be careful. We're going to jump directly, because this is the no chain thing one, into the center of that square left. Okay, and then we're going to jump again. We're going to skip this. This is not the little square. In between the 12 double crochets, again, single, 1, 2, 3. So if you realize we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chain of 7 in the center, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then start again. So I'm going to complete mine and then come back to you at the end. Okay, everyone, so I pretty much have it all done. Now, this is optional for you. Like I said, even the color, you can just do it all one color. You can leave as is. I'm going to take pictures of before without any flowering or anything like that. But what I plan to do is I'm planning to put a few flowers and a few leaves in between the hearts. Not all of them, just maybe like 5 of them here and there. And just decorate it a little bit. Just like that. This is just like chain 30 and singles all the way. There's nothing to it. I do have the tutorial for the little flowers and little leaves and things like that. So you could always go into playlist also and look into leaves, and you can create it from there. Now, I could do it up here like that. Could do it, I mean, you can decorate it so many different ways, right? So I'm planning to put a few flowers here and there like that. And I have different colors of flowers, like even on these ones. Okay. This is 62 centimeters in. I just measured it, and I'm going to have it displayed on my dining room table and take some picture, a little video, so you guys can see. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you so much for being part of this journey with me. Please do give a thumbs up. It's extremely important. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so. It's free. You don't pay anything. Hit that bell notification to be notified of the new uploads. Thank you so much, everybody. I send you so much hugs and so much love to every single one of you. And we'll see you in the next tutorial. Bye-bye, everyone.